Retro now.
Hey, this is Catherine Tabor, Senator Padme Amidala from Star Wars The Clone Wars, and you're listening to Jay and Dennis on Podcast Stardust. Stay on the light side.
Hello there, Star Wars fans. I'm Jay Krebs.
And I'm Dennis Keithley.
And this is another fully armed and operational edition of Podcast Stardust, the galaxy source for Star Wars news, reviews, and discussion. But before we dive into this episode, Dennis, would you please remind everyone where we can be found on social media?
We can be found on Facebook and Instagram at Podcast Stardust.
Awesome. So today on Podcast Stardust, episode 964, we are bringing you our special monthly feature called World Between Worlds, a mystical dimension that connects Star Wars fashion and lifestyle products to your space and time. So if you're new to this segment, the goal is to bring you a wide variety of ideas for products to surround you, outfit you, and bind your style sense together, kind of like the Force. So this month, we are getting into the biggest shopping season of the year, including some pre-Black Friday deals and just some ideas in general, because, it's going to be here sooner than we think. And it's always a good time to get a jump on these kinds of things. So no matter what winter holiday you may be shopping for, or just maybe for yourself, we've got you covered for all your Star Wars shopping needs. But as usual, Dennis and I do a recap of any new items that either of us has snagged. I have a feeling I know what your answer is going to be, Dennis, but did you get anything this last month? Actually, it's been 2 months because we ended up skipping last month because my life took some weird turns, but
Yeah, you were all over the place last month between the highs and
yeah.
lows. So yeah, we didn't want to do it, but we kind of had to. We just ran out of time for getting a World Between World episode. That's the first month I think we've missed
I
since
think
we
it
started
is.
the podcast with World Between
Yeah.
Worlds. But no, I did not acquire anything, and that's not unusual for this time of the year. I mean, there might be something Halloween related, but as we're getting close to the holidays, yeah, it's just going to be quiet. So I won't probably have anything to report on in December as well. But once we get into January, I'm sure I'll have something to say. How about you?
Nice. Nothing, but it's okay. I'll be my plan is to go to GalaxyCon Columbus December 5th through the 7th of next month. So I'll probably end up picking up some merch there, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I even get to go to that. So it's been a weird summer and fall for me. Normally I hit at least 2 or 3 cons by this time, and it's just been kind of bizarre. But I know right after the first of the year, like you said, with Christmas and everything, we will be recapping all kinds of fun stuff. So, yeah. But with that, be sure to go back and listen to episode 940 of Podcast Stardust as well, which is the September edition of World Between Worlds, because I did get started on a few kind of looking forward sorts of items. Such as advent calendars, some lawn ornaments, and some Lego things, and and. So, in addition to all the things you're going to get to hear this month, once again, episode 940 also has tons of fun ideas.
Yeah.
So,
On
yeah,
that note, though, I've seen a lot of people that have that gingerbread AT-AT Lego set,
oh yeah,
and it's that have got it. They put it together and they posted pictures of it on Instagram places. It looks really cool. So yeah, I mean, if you want a fun holiday themed set that is not as complex as the regular AT-AT, that would be the way to go. So yeah, definitely looks like everyone who's had it has really enjoyed it.
oh that's good. It's good to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
haven't seen that, so I'm glad that you said something. Awesome.
Indeed.
Well, before Christmas even arrives, we have a very important Star Wars holiday, which is Life Day coming up, and that is on November 17th. And this was originally to mark the anniversary of the original release of the Star Wars Holiday Special that was released back in 1978, very near and dear to all of our hearts, right? But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Like I say, it's you got to get your Star Wars fan card punched on that one, if nothing else. But at any rate, Life Day is now kind of an unofficial, official Star Wars holiday. Tons of merch. It's just kind of taken off, I think, especially in just the last few years. And so I found a few fun product ideas to help you celebrate. And first up, Walmart actually carries an official Disney Parks Chewbacca Power Force talking action figure. So this guy measures in at 18 inches tall and it is $58.99. Dressed in his red robe and holding a Life Day orb, Chewbacca's got it going on here. So I don't know what I'm assuming that the talking is the traditional, Wookiee kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at it, but you get the idea. And I'm thinking that maybe the orb lights up, but unfortunately on the website it doesn't have one of those fun little videos where you can, play it and then see what it's all about. But what I really love about the packaging is that it's so retro, like it could be right out of 1978, which I think
Sure.
is super cool. And so yeah, but 18 inches tall, that's a pretty big Life Day kind of thing that you can play around with.
Yeah, I can't help but think that price point though, 58.99, is really playing on the novelty of the whole thing as much as it is. I mean, yes, I get it. It's 18 inches tall, but that does
Right.
seem like quite a markup here.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, especially at Walmart, but it's Disney. It's Disney Parks, so that's probably
Mhm.
one of the reasons for it though. But it's definitely fun nonetheless. So if you're looking for something wearable, I have a couple things for you. So Her Universe is offering a sweatshirt featuring our favorite Wookiee, well, my favorite Wookiee from the High Republic, Buryaga. So this is a black hoodie with a Life Day poster style artwork that says "For Light and Life Day," which I think is a fun little play on that. And Burry is holding a lightsaber and an orb, and he's also dressed in the traditional Life Day red robe. And these run in sizes from adult small up to 2XL. They are currently on sale for 20% off. So I don't know how long that sale is going to last, but you can snag this for $43.92 currently. And Hot Topic actually has the same design, but on a t-shirt, and that one is selling for $24.90. So gotta love Burry. That's always a fun thing to see anywhere. Any kind of High Republic stuff out in the wild, I just think is so much fun. And then Target has a wall print. And so if you're needing something fun to, spruce up for the holidays, I don't know about you, Dennis, but I do decorate for pretty much every holiday around the house. So I change things out from fall to Christmas and then, Easter and, even if it's just something here, there, or everywhere. Do you guys do that at all at your house
Not so
besides the
much.
major
No.
holidays? Yeah.
No, I mean, put a little up for Halloween with jack-o'-lantern or whatever, and then we decorate for Christmas, but not so much for the rest of the holidays.
Mhm, that's fair. But
Yeah.
if you want to decorate for Life Day, this wall print from Target is titled Star Wars Life Day Family Joy Harmony Wall Poster Print. And it's a home decor poster featuring the Life Day holiday and its themes of family joy and harmony. And they have two sizes available. There's a almost 15-inch by 22-inch for $22.99, or a 22-ish inch by 34-inch for $32.99. So you got a couple sizes to pick from. And when I look at this, the art style reminds me a lot of the Jetsons cartoon. So it's very kind of retro futuristic, and it uses some sleek,
Yes.
like rounded shapes, bright colors, and then things like floating or hovering elements, very reminiscent of the 1960s 70s vision of the future. So the colors include a warm cream background, bright red, notably Chewbacca's robe, and several accent orbs, deep teal or forest green blue that's used for the large Family Joy Harmony banner, and a cloud shape above the characters. There's some golden yellow and mustard character outlines and some accent stars or dots, some sky blue or light blue used for accent stars, younger figures, and some of the smaller elements, and then some other red stars and accents. So not something that I would, buy to put up on my wall. I would actually like this more like on a t-shirt or a sweatshirt, quite honestly,
Yeah.
than a wall print. But I love the Jetsons feel, I gotta say.
Yeah,
What do
I
you
like
think?
the way you described that. I was gonna say mid-century futuristic, was
Mm-hmm.
the style there. You saw that a lot. The other thing it reminds me of is the last round of Disney Mickey and Minnie shorts. A very similar type of
Ah,
lines, little circles for eyes, that type of thing going on there. But yeah, I think the Jetsons is a good way of describing the art overall that should give people the idea for that one. But I'm with you. This is not something I would get up to put up on my wall during the holidays, but it would be a fun t-shirt or maybe even the base for like an ugly Christmas sweater or something, you
oh
know?
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. That's a
so,
great idea.
mhm.
I like it. I like it. And then some other notables for Life Day, just to wrap things up here. Hot Topic has a Star Wars Life Day Wookiee Love graphic T-shirt that is also available as a crew neck sweatshirt. And this is just kind of a fun, cartoonish looking two Wookiees in their red robes hugging each other with a nice heart over top of them. And then also at Hot Topic, there is a Star Wars Life Day back to back graphic t shirt, which has a very interesting stylized kind of cartoon look to it with Buryaga. And then I had to ask you, I sent you this picture earlier today, and I was like, who is this other Jedi that is back to back with Buri? And you informed me that it looks like it could be Nib Essek. Is that how
Yeah,
you
his
pronounce it?
his
His
former Jedi master that
Mhm.
perished in the very first piece of High Republic content that we got.
There you go. There you go. And
Mm.
that one also has the for light or life day, kind of almost looks like a challenge coin kind of thing
Mhm.
in front of them. And then the last one is right out of the High Republic artwork. And it's basically just a gold design on a white t-shirt. And it says for light and life day. And that's got all of the gold writing and elements of the lightsabers being held up, nice and high, very reminiscent, like I said, of some of those books that we know and love from the High Republic. So anywhere from $20 to $25 on those t-shirts. So all kinds of fun things for Life Day. Ta-da.
Indeed.
And all right, so we're going to move on to, as I promised, our other holiday for the season. So we're going to get into some Christmas things here. And of course, you've heard of Elf on the Shelf. Well, not this year. The Elf's on vacation. So this year it's going to be Stormy at the station. He will not report to Santa, but to Vader if you've been naughty. So these actually came up on my Instagram as one of those sponsored ads from kind of an off-brand website. So I thought, sometimes, some of those websites, if you buy from them, you never know when you're going to get it, if you're going to get it, and if
What
it's
you're
going to
gonna
get
get.
lost. Yeah, exactly. But I did find them at Walmart. So there are three, and of course, Elf on the Shelf inspired stormtroopers. So it's basically the elf, but with a stormtrooper head. So you've got red, white, or green, and these are $18.99 a piece. So you can have a lot of fun instead of doing the elf on the shelf thing. So I know right now some of the red is actually out of stock at walmart.com, but you might be lucky enough to find it even in store. But there's a lot of intricate detail on these. And I was very pleased to see that. But they're only 3 inches tall. And so I was like, $19 for a 3 inch tall, elf on the shelf kind
Mhm.
of thing. But hey, if you're looking for something to enhance your windowsill, your hearth, that kind of thing, why not? It's a lot of fun. Out of the three, I think I like the red best just because it reminds me of Santa. Do you have a very a favorite one or not?
No, not really. I mean, we never did the elf on the shelf thing here, and for that I'm grateful. But I can see how this would be fun. I'm with you. $19 for 3 inches is that's a thing. And really, what you're paying for is the IP of a stormtrooper helmet
Right.
So that's it. So anyway, it's neat, and I think that'd be a fun twist if you're doing the elf on shelf, and especially, you know, not only is Santa not going to find about this, Vader could show up and it'd be much worse. That's almost kind of threatening. Wow. Okay. But but yeah, I mean, not only are you not going to get toys, but you might get force choked. So uh,
Yeah,
use that at your own discretion.
exactly. I almost feel like for this, you could use one of the 3 3/4 inches, um, action figures and borrow a head from it and just, swap out your elf on the shelf head.
There you go.
And you can have the same thing. So there you are, crafting on a dime from Jay. Save a lot of money that way, but they are still fun. The next one that I think is amazing is there is a miniature legacy lightsaber hilt countdown calendar. So basically like an advent calendar. And this one's from the Disney store. And wow, so much fun. Unfortunately, right now, this is actually on back order and it is selling for $99.99. But if you put in your order now, they're still thinking that it's going to ship on or around November 30th.
Mm.
So you will be notified via email when it's ready to ship, but this is pretty spectacular. And you can actually, if you do order now, you can use the 25% off friends and family code, which is Ohana, and snag it for right around $75. And it is limited to 2 per guest. And again, this is a countdown calendar slash collectible set that features 12 miniature replicas of lightsaber hilts from iconic characters. And I'm going to break those down here in just a second. And each lightsaber hilt comes in its own display crate with a clear front plus a character display card specifying blade color and affiliation. And what I think is really cool about this is that the individual hilt sizes do vary, which is very interesting for display. And it makes it a little bit more realistic, I guess you could say, because, as we know in Star Wars, not every hilt is the same size. I mean, you think about Yoda's versus Kylo Ren's, for example. And so I think that it's really awesome that they are staying true to that perspective and what is also really fun is that the crates are stackable. They can lock together and they're originally presented in this tray box format. They're made of a PVC ABS alloy, so they're plastic, recommended for 8 and above. And the characters that it includes are Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, Yoda, Ben Solo, which I never really paid attention to his hilt before. And I spent a little bit of time on the website, like looking very specifically and then going to Wikipedia and looking up images of Ben Solo's lightsaber because we see it very, very briefly, in the movie. And then we've got Kylo Ren, Qui-Gon Jinn, Mace Windu, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Princess Leia, Rey, Count Dooku, and Anakin Skywalker. So I just think this is pretty fantabulous when it comes to collectible, like advent calendar kinds of things. It's very unique. So I hope if anybody does snag this, please let us know what you think of it because I won't be picking one of these up for myself. I would love to, but I'm just not. But I just think it's cool. What do you think?
It's very cool. the hmm. Okay, so what's holding me back on this type of a thing is that it's 12 mini lightsaber hits. What am I going to do with them once I have them? Where am I going to display it? How am I going to display it? It's
Mhm.
one of those things that seems like it's going to be extremely fun in the moment as you're opening each one of these and looking at, because I'm assuming the images that are here on the website are very representative of what you're going to get. And it appears to be extremely well done in that regard. But it's just it's one of those things that I really want to have, but what do I do with it once I've got it?
Right.
Is the thing. So it's like, where do you put? I mean, it's not that they take up a ton of space, but where does it make sense to put them? And
Mhm.
it's I've been being diligent about getting the stuff out of my closet that was really fun to have, but I had nowhere to display it. And so, what am I going to get rid of to put up this? I don't know. I'm very mixed of this. This is a really, really fantastic idea. I really, really like it. it's not a traditional advent calendar. It doesn't have 25 days. It's 12. So
Right.
you got
Well,
to take it upon yourself to start on 13th of December to make sure you get this done in time, or whenever you want to cut down. They're very careful not to say that it's counting down to anything in particular there. But the other thing is, like, I would not have thought to do a separate Ben Solo and Kylo Ren lightsaber on that. So that was
exactly.
cool. That was a good
Yeah.
idea here. But it's it really is type of a gift that, yeah, I guess you could get for the Star Wars fan who's already got everything.
Mhm.
This makes perfect sense.
Mhm. And I am really impressed with the amount of detail when
Hmm.
you go to the website and you zoom in on the different hilts and just the way that they are being presented on their little gold holders, the lightsaber hilt holders, and just the intricacy in each one of these. And then on the card itself, like I said, it's um basically to the scale of what it would be if it was for real. So Yoda's hilt, for example, is 1.69 inches. So that's
Hmm.
little. And so if you look at the other ones and you can see like what their card backings are, and again, how big they are, and you can see Count Dooku's has got that curve that we know and love to it, and it's very obvious that they really are to scale, which is, I just think that the amount of craftsmanship that went into it is pretty impressive. But I'm with you. Like, where would you put it? And so if somebody has, like a fan cave kind of thing in their basement that they have a place to put this, definitely. It's a
Well,
lot.
and if you knew there was going to be a second season of this thing,
Mhm.
with like the dark saber, or
Oh, yeah.
or a collection of High Republic lightsabers, something like that, it would be worth getting in on the ground floor so that you can continue to add to your collection over time. But if it's really going to be a one and done for this, I don't know. But this seems like it really would satisfy a lot of collecting itches. But I I, I just kind of want to know that it's something that's going to continue on into the future without getting ridiculous. Like,
Sure.
here's an exclusive mini saber that you can only get if you actually go show up at the Disney store at Walt Disney World,
Oh, yes.
which
No,
that type
please.
of thing. So it's something you could do without making it some insane chase. But this is a very clever idea, and
Mhm.
massive kudos to whoever came up with it. But it is just one of those things, like, once down, you start down the path. Forever will control your destiny. So anyway.
Yeah, I mean, because 'cause you're right. I mean, you could definitely have, like, the dark saber. I mean, you've got Ahsoka's
Hmm.
hilts, you could do, like, the double hilt with that. You can even get into some legends and do, some Revan, and yeah, I think that would be a great way to expand on these and make them even tradable, almost like pins, you know? But
Hmm.
yeah, you made some really great points there. So if anybody's interested, all of these links will be in our show notes. And once again, this one is at the Disney Store. So check it out. So, getting into some wearables now for the holiday season. One of the staples of the holiday sleep season is Hannah Anderson. So, I know every year we've talked about Hannah Anderson and what new kinds of things they have to offer in their Star Wars collection, and this year is no different. So, there's a few new styles that are available for the kids, for the toddlers, even the dogs this year. So, the collection features fresh holiday style prints, so think strings of galaxy themed lights, AT-AT walkers, and a lot of other festive Star Wars iconography. So, for example, the Star Wars string lights pajama set is a kids' long johns in super soft organic cotton with a full print lightsaber holiday motif. And they use the term for some of these called Hannah jams, which I think is adorable. And then for adults, there is the Hannah Anderson Women's Star Wars Holiday Flannel PJ set. So it's a women's set in brushed flannel cotton featuring seasonal Star Wars patterning, grown up sizing, holiday styling. And there's matching family style, very much emphasized. So dads, babies, kids, all covered. And the adult pieces are sized up to 3XL, while kids run up through older sizes as well. And there's even some sleepers for the little teeny tiny younglings as well. So there's some stretch sleepers, 3 different designs that are available there. I just love all of these. And then what's really fun is they actually have dog PJs this year. So, yes, even your furry friend can join the Galactic Jammies Club. They do have one dedicated style. It's all they have to pick from this year, but maybe next year they'll have more. But it features classic holiday motifs in blues, red, green, and white. And right now on the website, it's on sale for $11.79, down from $34. So if you want to get your furry friend in on this, and I put a picture of the collection. There's a mom and a dad and a little baby, and they all have kind of the corresponding types of jammies that go along with that. And so, yeah, it's just a lot of fun. And I love pajamas. I do. I'm kind of addicted to pajamas and socks. Those are my two big things. And I know you love your socks too.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a lot of dedicated pajamas, which is just my style, but we used to do holiday pajamas and we would get the Hannah Anderson Star Wars pajamas for our kids all the time. They've outgrown it and that's fine. They have different styles that they like now, but that was always part of our holiday tradition was
Hmm.
picking out whatever Star Wars holiday pajamas they wanted to wear on Christmas Eve. And, and the kids loved having their input and it was always a great set to get for them. So real quality product.
Oh, yeah. And I know that a lot of families like to do the, family Christmas morning picture wearing all the matching jammies too. So this is definitely something to check out. And if you do happen to hit the website, you can also sign up for their emails and you can get an additional percentage off of your first purchase. So again, that is at hannahanderson.com. And then next up on our list is, speaking of socks, the Happy Socks 6-pack Grogu's holiday gift set. So this is a special edition box set for adults. And I'm going to read right off the website here. It says, for the true collectors, this gift set comes complete with all the adult designs from the Star Wars, Mandalorian, and Grogu Happy Socks collection. Celebrate the holidays in a galaxy of color. All the socks from the collection are made from organic combed cotton and come with reinforced heels and toes. So all of these socks have a very nostalgic, playful tone. They have bold colors and graphics. They're very cartoon-esque. The box itself is kind of this octagonal box with Grogu on it, very cartoonish. But the socks themselves are just a lot of fun. So and again, I think I've talked about this before. I have 5 drawers of socks, one
Hmm.
dedicated just to Star Wars, and then I have my other character socks from things like Marvel and Transformers and,
How did I
all kinds
become the
of.
socks person on this podcast when you have an entire drawer just dedicated to Star Wars? How is this just now coming out? We've been doing this show for 6 years, Jay, and this has always been the sock.
Mm.
I've been the socks guy, and here I'm coming to find out you have an entire drawer just for Star Wars socks.
Well, I
That's
don't wanna
crazy.
steal your sock thunder.
Okay, that's.
Well,
I think I know
I'll
my
have to send you
podcast
pictures.
co-host, and here she is breaking news to me like this.
Oh my gosh, I love these, honestly, though. I mean, not to like change the subject on that, but I just think these are a lot of fun with the whole element. I think my favorite one is the one where it shows Mando and Grogu kind of in a snowdrift, and it's got blues and yellows and things in it. I don't know. I just think that that's kind of a fun one that's off the run of the mill kind of thing, but lots to pick from. So
Yeah, yeah, it's a
right,
fun
sock
set.
guy, which one do you like best?
Oh, I
If you
just
had
had
to
to
pick.
get rid of a bunch of Star Wars socks. I was cleaning out my Star Wars sock drawer because some of them lost their elasticity and just weren't
Mhm.
as good. But I don't know of this collection. I don't get a lot of clothes that are necessarily holiday themed, and so I think hmm, maybe the ones that are less overtly holiday in this case. So the snowflake with Grogu peeking over Mando's helmet might be a good
Uh-huh.
one in that regard.
Mhm.
But
That's a
yeah,
good
no,
pick.
it's a fun collection.
Yeah, absolutely, and it
Mm.
is currently on sale on the website, for what did I just say it was? Did I say what it was? I guess I didn't say what it was. Um, where is the price on this? Did I miss it? Oh, there it is. It's $86. It just says 86 USD. So I was a little thrown off by that, but $86 for these. Okay. Ta-da.
You know,
So happysocks.com.
yeah, you throw IP on a sock, and suddenly something you get for $3 becomes 15 or 20 per
Right.
pair.
But you get the nice little box with it too. So ta-da. And then moving on, I picked this one out because selfishly, I love to crochet. And I think you knew that about me, but I don't know how many of our listeners know this about me. So there's actually a Star Wars official crochet book that was released on October 21st. I've been crocheting since I was like 7 or 8 years old. So my mom taught me how to do it. And it's just one of those things that I've just always enjoyed. I actually made myself a hat that I stitched the night owl patch onto. So
Yeah, I remember that.
that's yeah, so that's one of mine, and I've made myself a Boba Fett themed hat. I have a R2D2 ear flap hat that I made for myself and I actually run in that one. So I've got quite a few different hats that I've crocheted, but this one is a whole book and it's available from Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Target, and other retailers as well. And I know crocheting is kind of one of those fun little crafty things that's starting to come back. I know even when I was teaching some of my kids at school, like they wanted to learn how to crochet so bad. And so it was always so much fun to be able to sit and teach them. So again, I love to crochet, but if you've got that Star Wars loving crafter in your life, this official crochet pattern book is a gold mine. So it's got 25 plus patterns letting you stitch your way across the galaxy. So whether you're making a Yoda amigurumi or a wardrobe piece, it's crossover fandom meets DIY, and that makes it a fresh addition to our usual merch lineup. So what's cool is you can crochet a little R2D2 as a beginner project, stuff a character plush for a mid-skill build, or you could tackle a full-on Star Wars themed scarf or blanket as your next big craft. So this crochet pattern book covers you on all of those kinds of things. So this was created by Leah Parker, and the cover itself even shows things like a lightsaber that is crafted completely from crochet, a BB-8 little teapot, which is fun, and a scarf and a little Ewok, a stormtrooper. So yeah, I love it. I'm really excited for this one. I might definitely have to pick this one up. So do you know anybody that crochets?
Not really. No, or certainly not this type of thing here.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, you know what? Whatever your hobby is, you can find something Star Wars that goes with it. And so this is the perfect gift for the Star Wars crocheter in your life.
Yeah. And I've actually purchased a couple of kits before. I've made a BB-8. I've made a little Grogu um, plushies kind of things. And they're just a lot of fun. And they're very easy too. Even if you've never picked up a crochet hook before, you can watch YouTube videos and you can learn pretty quickly actually how to do some of this stuff. So yeah, very exciting. So once again, check out those links in our show notes. So next, this one's really exciting. And I've seen this company around before, but I've never really looked a whole lot into their products. And I believe it's pronounced Kutch because when you talk about things that are Kutchy, it's kind of like a, in some ways saying that it's not as stylish, but yet it is. So I think they're playing off of that. So it's spelled Kitsch. And they have an entire Star Wars line of so many fun things. So they have this collab collection that features hair, beauty, sleep accessory pieces. You'll find satin pillowcases, sleep bonnets, scrunchies, different hair accessories, printed or patterned with characters, logos, and motifs, all from Star Wars, of course. And the collection is currently 30% off with free shipping for orders over $35. So if you love subtle fandom fashion, Kutch's collection nails it. So again, these satin pillowcases, they even have travel pouches designed to protect your hair. You can glam up your room and keep your Star Wars obsession stylishly on display. And last World Between Worlds, I had talked about a lightsaber hair clip. And so for me, the glitter cloud hair clips are kind of the showstoppers. I'm already obsessed. So each one incorporates subtle details. So glitter finish character color palettes rather than really overt character designs. So they're really stylish for everyday wear. And we've talked about this tons of times before where you like things that are Star Wars, but maybe not quite so much in your face kind of Star Wars. So that's a lot of fun. And then something new that I've never really heard of before, and I guess maybe I'm behind the times, are shampoo bars.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so it's basically shampoo in a concentrated solid form. And it is kind of marketed as being good for the environment, convenient for travel, which I can see because you don't have to worry about, if you're doing carry-ons, sticking to the 3-ounce size or whatever. And they say it's actually better for your hair in the long run, and it just takes an adjustment in routine. But they do warn that if you have very hard water, which like well water, which I do, that the shampoo bars can sometimes leave a slight residue on your hair. And so they say that you can either take the bar and lather it up in your hand and then apply it to your head, or you can just scrub your head with the bar. But I would think that that would make your hair really tangled if you if you just did the bar on your head. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not picking up what they're putting down here. But they also have bar savers, which are these little pouches that are available to purchase that actually coordinate with whatever shampoo bar you buy, that you can use for storing and transporting your bars as well. So, yeah. Yeah, I think I piqued your interest when I talked about the shampoo bars. Have you ever heard of these?
Oh, I have so much trouble with my hair tangling when I shampoo. No, I've never had that happen. No, I've never heard of solid bar shampoo. That is a new one on me. So, but hey, if it's better for the environment, better for hair, fantastic, make it work. We have some Star Wars pillows here at my house, so those caught my attention at the top of the list on this website, and those are cool. I especially like the Tie Fighter themed pillow that they've got going, and the
Yeah.
X-wing one. So that's a neat little collection there. I'm not sure I understand what a pillow scrunchie is, which is one of the other products that they're offering there, but they really do have something for Again, you can find Star Wars on just about anything here. So hair care products shouldn't be any exception here. And I've also never heard of there's a lot that's new. I'm stuttering over my words here because I guess I'm just kind of floored by one. Before today, solid shampoo was never a thing in my life. I've heard of Star Wars soap from Dr. Squatch, which we've talked about
Mhm.
before, but not shampoo and not in a solid form. And then the body bar saver bag, also a new item. I've heard of the sleeves for soaps in the past, but yeah, you really can find anything out there. If you look hard enough, it's going to be on a product.
Yeah, yeah, it's so true. And I'm just so impressed with the different products that they have. I mean, they even have this charcoal detoxifying solid body wash. They call it Darth Detox.
Yeah.
So, if you're really trying to, exfoliate and that type of thing. And I really kind of want to try these satin flexi rods. So, what you do with these is you actually they're covered with the satin material, but they're very bendable, and so it's really popular right now to do like these messy curls. And so you can create heatless curls and waves without the damage of the heat. And it's supposed to help reduce breakage and dryness and frizz. And you can just put them in your hair, and you can even wear them at night and then take them out in the morning, and then you've got some fun little curls and stuff. There's actually a video on the website that shows how to use these. And I remember having stuff like this back in like the 80s and 90s, but they were these rods that you would put into a warmer, and then you would wrap your hair around them, and then you would have like this little loop that you'd stick the end into, and then that would curl your hair. But yeah, but I also was of the age where my mom would put my hair into these tiny little pin curls with bobby pins, and I would have to sleep with those things in. So when I had really, really, really long hair as a kid. So these seem a lot more comfortable than those. But yeah.
I think they'd
I
have to
spent a
be.
lot of time.
Yes.
Yeah. So we spent a lot of time on Kitsch, but it's a lot of fun stuff. So you'll have to go check it out. Once again, this is mykitsch.com actually. So it's mykitsch.com and just go straight to their Star Wars collab. So they also have other collabs that are really quickly fun to note. So they have The Grinch, they have Harry Potter, Hello Kitty, Bridgerton, as well as Wonder Woman and Elf, as well as a couple others as well. So again, it's just a really fun website to explore. And yeah, so if anybody gets anything, please let us know. All right, so we'll do one more for this time around, and these are the new Star Wars Crocs. So Crocs just dropped a new Star Wars collection featuring two standout adult clogs, Darth Vader and R2D2. So the Vader pair actually goes all black with the helmet-inspired molding, a red lightsaber stripe, and themed gibbets charms. And the R2D2 version flips the look with, of course, the white and blue, and then the silver detailing with printed droid panels and its own set of charms. So these retail for about $80 and $90 respectively. They did launch October 29th, so they're very fresh, and they're available on crocs.com and select retailers. And there's also a classic dark side clog for adults, as well as Grogu clogs for the younglings, including toddler and youth sizes. And they also have slides available as well. I personally have never owned a pair of Crocs before. And I know we had talked about the Chewbacca Crocs that were specific for food service at one time that I was
Yeah.
very interested in, and I never did end up getting those. But I know a lot Crocs are so popular with teenagers and even some adults. So this is definitely something that I think would pique the interest of some Star Wars fans. And you can also claim a 15% off first order offer on the website as well. So the gibbets are fun because they have all of the, typical Star Wars iconography from stormtrooper heads to X-Wing helmets, light side, dark side elements. There's a Millennium Falcon. There's also a holiday 5-pack, which includes, I love this one, Salacious Crumb in a stocking, which is a
Hmm.
lot of fun. A gingerbread Chewbacca, R2 with some lights strung around him, Vader wearing a Santa hat, and then a fun little Stormtrooper mug with some whipped cream on top and a candy cane sticking out of it. So you've got your Stormtrooper Chino, I guess maybe is what that would be. And so some of the gibbets packs are selling for $19.99 a piece for those 5-packs, and then the individual gibbets are around $5 a piece as well. So yeah, and lots of other gibbets too. There's some Darth Maul, Mandalorian, just plain old Grogu in a Santa hat, all kinds of fun things. So do you own Crocs? Have you ever worn Crocs before?
No,
You a
and
Crocs
now
fan?
I am questioning everything that I know about Crocs. I was noting the other night when I was picking up Alec for martial arts that how many kids were wearing Crocs as they were leaving to,
Hmm.
walk out to their parents' cars, to walk to their cars, whatever the situation to be. And I have always thought of Crocs as being an inexpensive form of footwear that was comfortable, akin to like a flip-flop or something like that. And then I'm looking at the price of these and like $90 for that Darth Vader classic clog. I was like, that is a heck of a markup for the IP. And he's like, well, is it? And I went back and I just looked at the regular page and I'm like, it's not. I mean,
Right.
the regular Crocs are going for $45 to $80 as is.
Hmm.
So I'm learning a lot in this moment and I am flabbergasted by this. I don't wear Crocs. If I need comfortable footwear, I am getting a comfortable pair of flip flops. I've got slippers and things like that I wear in the house. So this is not for me. But there is no denying how popular Crocs are. I mean, Crocs are the butt of a lot of jokes, fashion jokes, to be
Right.
more specific here.
What are
And
those?
well, I don't really care as long if you're comfortable in it. Why should you care? Is what it comes down to.
Hmm. For
Again,
sure.
not for me, but if it's works for you, then go for it. But yeah, I was just really surprised
Yeah.
to see the prices on these. I didn't realize that's what they went for. So learn something new every day.
Well, what's crazy is, the whole goes around, comes around kind of thing. I
Mm.
remember Crocs were so popular when they first came out in the early to mid 2000s. And then they kind of went away for a while. And then, like you said, they were sort of the butt of a lot of jokes for a while and memes and that type of thing. And then all of a sudden, yeah, they're back in a fury. And it's all the rage. And it's kind of like the Uggs. Do you remember the Ugg boots that the girls, I mean, and
Yep.
they're still pretty popular, but I mean, that was just like the thing to have was the Ugg boots. So now it's like the Crocs is the big thing. And I know when I taught the kids, like so many of them, that's all they ever wore was Crocs. So yeah, so if you've got a Star Wars fan in your life, this is definitely something to look out for as a great gift for the holiday season, or like I said, maybe for yourself as well. So there you
Hmm.
have it. Yeah, so I've got a few other things because I got really excited since we didn't do this last month, but I'm going to save these until next time because I have a feeling that some of them might be really fun for the new year and maybe for some resolutions. Let's just put it that way. So I think this is probably a good place for us to stop this time around. So thank you all for joining us for episode 964 of Podcast Stardust and this episode of World Between Worlds. Hopefully we got you, starting to think about some of those holiday finds and some fun things as well. And next month we will focus on those last minute gift ideas and stocking stuffers. So please be sure to tune in for that episode as well. And so we hope that you have enjoyed this episode. And if so, please make sure to subscribe to Podcast Stardust on your podcatcher of choice. And I'd also like to remind you that you can find all episodes of the podcast on retrozap.com. And RetroZap is also home to several other great podcasts, including Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Case Files, Animated-Cast, Brews and Blasters, Dork Lair, Dunecast, Enjoy Stuff, Love, Death, and Robots Plus, Superhero Suite, and Warp Trails. You can catch some back episodes of that. And as always, we greatly appreciate a 5-star rating and reviews on whatever podcatcher you use, but especially if that's Apple Podcasts. Please share the show and your favorite episodes on social media as well. So, speaking of which, Dennis, can you remind everybody what those social media contacts are one more time?
Right. So the primary two places to find us on social media are Facebook and Instagram, where we can be reached at Podcast Stardust. Jay has been monitoring some Pinterest boards for us, so go look for us over there. You can find all of our episodes on YouTube and YouTube Music. It's audio format only, but they publish them on both feeds. And then you can find our store over on TeePublic. I'll have the link in the bio for that. So if you want a Podcast Stardust t-shirt for the new year or for Christmas, that's the place to go. When you go with a Podcast Stardust ugly Christmas sweater, now I'm thinking about it. So anyway,
You
some of
just read my mind, Dennis.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
And
we got to work
then
on that.
yeah, indeed. And but we recently kind of opened up our email address again, which is podcaststars@gmail.com. And we're looking for questions there. I don't know when, but we're aiming to do another listener question episode. Jay is chomping at the bit for one of those. So, hey, send us your questions, whether it's about the podcast, whether it's about Star Wars. We're rapidly coming up on 1,000 episodes here. So if you want to know anything about us, the show, that would be the time to ask. And that's where you can reach us.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm definitely chomping at the bit for sure. So,
Mhm.
upcoming on the show this Friday, we are planning on our regular news segment. And then on Monday, we will be discussing episodes 2 and 3 of season 3 of Star Wars Vision. So, please join us for that one. And then on Wednesday, we're planning another edition of Revenge of the Sith for the 20th anniversary segment breakdown discussion feature that we do. So, we're rapidly coming to the end of the year and the end of those discussions as well. So don't miss that one. Thanks for listening, everyone. Have a great rest of your week. Happy Life Day. And until next time, may the force of Star Wars fashion and lifestyle be with you.